that issue's been sorted, and it is lights out and away we go in the start of the heavyweight race. As actually third position's contested here as Ross Sandwell goes down the inside line of Josh Pritchard and into second position. It's clear into the lead for Colin Marshall, but Ross Sandwell is looking very quick indeed into the first hairpin. They go turn number 3. Ross Sandwell decides against a move, as with 3 wide running further back. Xiaofeng Yang is getting into a battle as well, as they all just about squeeze through. Ross Sandwell still all over the back of Colin Marshall for the lead of the race. Well, now looks the inside line into the second hairpin. It's a late move, it's a brave move, and he makes a bit of contact on the way through. Gives Colin Marshall the chance to go back down the inside line. He's followed here by Josh Pritchard as well, as they go in to the top of the circuit through the chicane, and Ross Sandwell loses out on the lead of the race as Colin Marshall back into the lead. Somehow the top 3 all over each other in the first lap of this race. They plunge down the hill. Andy Laister and Alex Cowley still battling along, as further behind Adam Thompson has just made a move up the inside line and got himself an extra position as well. Adam Thompson's flown through the field this lap. It's crazy stuff from him, as Andy Laister is in all sorts of bother further behind. I'll give you an update on the order as they cross the line, as it's Ross Sandwell into the lead of the race. He made that move through paddock bend, and it looks like Ross Sandwell, Colin Marshall, Josh Pritchard, Alex Cowley, Andy Laister top 5. Then it's Anthony Deverill into 6th position, so I apologise there. I've actually misidentified, I believe, Anthony Deverill as Adam Thompson. His car number 38 is Anthony Deverill, not Adam Thompson. My apologies. Adam Thompson's car number 31. He's 41, sorry. He's a little bit further behind. We've got 3 wide running further back, as there's someone onto the grass into the top of the circuit. All gets itself sorted out. Andy Laister still involved with that. He's plunging down the order in this race, I believe. It's all the way down into what's that, 8th position potentially. As Andy Laister onto the grass and plunges further down the order. James Clare goes through, as does Xiaofeng Yang and Adam Thompson, and all of the field plunging through on Andy Laister, who puts his hand up and is in to the pit lanes. There's a cart failure for Andy Laister. That's not ideal at all. Meanwhile though, no such issues for Ross Sandwell as of yet, who leads the race ahead of Colin Marshall and Josh Pritchard, as Anthony Deverill's getting all involved in a battle as they go into the first hairpin. This needs to sort itself out, as Anthony Deverill will hold on to the spot ahead of James Miller and Ryan Cooper, but still they try and fight. This is for 4th position, so it's Alex Cowley that's involved as well. Anthony Deverill into 4th position. It's almost a bump and pass from car number 46. That's Ryan Cooper. Dive down the inside line of Anthony Deverill into the second hairpin. Almost took him out. He's very, very lucky to get away with it. They do both get through scot-free. As Andy Laister is swapping his car in the pit lane, I can see that. Wondering if he's going to make his way back out anytime soon. If so, if he's been put out into position or not, we'll wait and see. As in the lead of the race is Ross Sandwell, Colin Marshall, Josh Pritchard, Alex Cowley, Anthony Deverill, your top 5. That is set to change, of course. As Anthony Deverill now is in 4th position. As they cross the line, that change is reflected. Ryan Cooper, Alex Cowley and Ian Wilson then further down into 7th position. Ian, though, is going to be under a little bit of pressure by the looks of things here. Field stream into hairpin 2. That battle at the lead just bubbling up a little bit at this point in the race. So side-by-side running from what I can see, as looks like that's car number 39, Ian Wilson, has now lost a position to James Miller, I believe. He moves down into 8th position. Which is me. I may have just found a spot of rain as well, which sounds very strange, but it's such a sunny day. But there are some clouds overhead, so I do wonder if maybe the weather's going to change at any point. Andy Laister then being put out back into position. That's happened at Paddock Bend. So he goes into 4th. If he's going to be asked by race control to drop back any more. We're approaching halfway done in this race. 7 minutes 40 seconds to go. It's Colin Marshall going about his way to get himself a track limits penalty, as he was all over the exit curb in the exit of Hem 1. Xiaofeng Yang trying to make a move. He goes down at the inside line of car number 49, which is currently being driven by Alex Cowley, and Xiaofeng Yang is up a position. So that's actually really, really impressive from Xiaofeng. So he started pretty far down the order. He's already climbed himself up into 8th position, I believe, Xiaofeng Yang. Colin Marshall over the curves once again. Andy Laister now defending from Anthony Deverell. So from what I can tell, this will be 4 position. They'll need to add the lap on to Andy Laister. Anthony Deverell really putting the pressure on as they go into the first hairpin. He's going to have a little peek to the outside line. Won't find a way through there. Maybe it's a switchback for Anthony Deverell. We'll wait and see as there's more action further behind, which I'm trying to get an identity on. I know James Clay's involved. I know there has been a change of position, but I'll let you know. It's down the inside line goes Anthony Deverell. He's actually forced to the outside line now by not by Andy Laister, excuse me, or even by Ryan Cooper. Actually, so Ryan Cooper back on the inside line. This gives Andy Laister a little bit of breathing room to work with as well. It's about 2-3 tenths of a second between Andy Laister and now Ryan Cooper, who's in 5th position. A little bit difficult to work out when we can't see Andy Laister on the timing screens at the moment. James Clay has just been edged out as well for what's about 10th position. He's now alongside Adam Thompson for 3rd from last. Puts his hand up. He's furious about something. I think either he's furious about a bump and pass. I didn't see a bump and pass, or maybe there's been another issue from James Clare. He's looking at the engine. There is. So James Clare experiencing some kind of issue with his kart there. Not ideal at all. As is Anthony Deverell, who's fallen down quite significantly. He now falls back as yellow flags are in the air. And I'm trying to see what the yellow flags are for. As I'm scanning the circuit, I can't see any marshal on track. Maybe a barrier fix at the top of the circuit, I wonder. Yellow flags are static and they're flying in the second hairpin. I don't think we're yellow flags all the way around. It's not full course yellow or anything like that. Still yet to find out the reason for this yellow flag. I think it is indeed a bit of debris pickup at the very top of the circuit. So the leaders who make their way through now with 4 minutes to go. Ross Sandwell in the lead, of course. Now he seems to be cursed into never winning a race, did Ross Sandwell, one of our southern drivers who's racing here in the Northern Championship, been in the EKS since the very start. Now making winning a little bit of a habit. He took a win, I was going to say last time out, he definitely took a win at Tamworth. It's the order as it runs. Ross Sandwell ahead of Colin Marshall, Josh Pritchard, Ryan Cooper and Anthony Deverell, your top 5. But bear in mind that Andy Laister slots into that equation somewhere, I believe, into 4th. Once they sort out the results and put him back into position. No other real battle going on as this race starts to meander towards the end. Adam Thompson's battling a little bit for one of the lower down positions. That's Simon Fulton that he's battling with. Oh dear, this isn't good. James Clare is off to the side of the road just in front of me into hairpin 2. As I think he's also been put out back into position as Andy Laister's going to go past him. He's got his hand in the air. James Clare's still looking slow here. He's just trying to get out of everyone's way. Zhao Feng Yang and Ian Wilson battling along into that corner at the top of the circuit. Zhao Feng goes to the outside line. Ian Wilson's got him covered off for the time being. The yellow flags have been extinguished there, so we're on back to green flag running with 3 minutes to go in the race. Ross Sandwell crossing the line now. I suspect we get to about 2 laps left in this. Zhao Feng got edged out by Ian Wilson onto the grass as they dropped down into the S's just before paddock curve. It's Ross Sandwell got a pretty comfortable gap now, 1.6 seconds ahead of Colin Marshall in 2nd position. Josh Pritchard is 3rd as James Clare is still slow. This time into the first corner. Zhao Feng Yang has now got himself past Ian Wilson as Ian looks over his shoulder. He's now got to defend from Alex Haig for that 7th position. It would be 8th position actually for Ian Wilson. Plus, of course, Andy Laister, who's a little footnote at the bottom of this race. Adam Thompson now passing along again as he goes down the inside line of Simon Fulton and gets back into position. Penultimate lap of the race for Ross Sandwell. He's starting that now. So lap number 10 is on the board. Really the most picturesque circuit out of probably all of the ones we've visited here in the EKS here at Rowrah. For those who maybe aren't on the circuit and listening in, it's surrounded by the rolling hills of the Lake District. Really deep as well in an ex-quarry here at the circuit. One of the drivers earlier, I think it was Josh Pritchard, was telling me that you're pelted in the face with slates as you go around the track. Getting towards the last lap board this time then. We've got 1 minute 5 seconds to go, so actually we might be in a situation where Ross Sandwell gets worried. Let's see if the board does go last lap this time. It will. So last lap is out for Ross Sandwell, who set the fastest lap of the race. That time, what, 59.291. Exceptionally fast. That'll put him on pole for the next race as well. No promotion in the heavyweight category, of course. The rest of your top 5, Colin Marshall, Josh Pritchard, Ryan Cooper, Anthony Deverell. Once again, footnote, Andy Laister actually probably runs in 4th position. Just hasn't been given his lap back on the timing screen just yet. Quite a pretty clean race as well, this one actually, all things considered. As I believe James Clare is also being put back into position. So Andy Laister and James Clare both going to be put back into position from what I can tell, but that is not quite as significant as Ross Sandwell, who makes his way into Paddock Bend now for the final time in this race. It's Ross Sandwell who takes victory by over 2.5 seconds ahead of Colin Marshall. He won't have the fastest lap of the race though. Josh Pritchard finishes in 3rd position. The fastest lap of the race instead goes to Andy Laister, 59.066, who finishes 4th. Ryan Cooper will be 5th. Anthony Deverell in 6th. Then it's Xiaofeng Yang, Alex Haig, Ian Wilson, Alex Cowley, the rest of your top 10. A reminder, there will be a discrepancy on your timing screen because Andy Laister has not been put out into position on the timing screen. Neither has James Clare, as they actually trying to discuss that with Josh Pritchard as they made their way into hairpin 2. So that's the end of that race. Just to take you outside of the top 10 then. As I know I said Alex Cowley was 11th. I'll read it as it is on the timing screen now to avoid confusion. It's Bilal Khan, Hayden Harris, Dan Cooper, Adam Thompson, Simon Fulton, Mark Elston and James Clare, the rest of your order.
I am here with the top 2 from that race. They're also teammates, both part of Connecticut Races 2. It is Ross Sandwell and it is Colin Marshall. Colin, how was that race for you?
It was actually really tough. I couldn't turn left in the car, so I was coming down into crash corner and I kept going wide. And then Ross got by quickly and I kept the pace behind him, but you were good enough to keep in front of me.
And how was that?
Yeah, it was good. The initial start was nice. I managed to jump P2 off the line, and it was just trying to manage the race really. The kart was really quick on a straight, which helped. So that was kind of where I pulled away a little bit.
So just to be clear, about a month ago, you never won a race before at EKS. I think you've now won 4 in the last month.
It's crazy, isn't it? I'm just really happy that I've kind of got a nice bit of luck on my side as well as putting in nice drives. So, you know, it comes and goes, but I'm just taking it as it comes at the minute.
Well done, great stuff.